You can make your own, and it's much cheaper.
Everybody leaves the show happy.
And it's much healthier. Okay.
Science projects are extra.
If you need the water, check the beaches in the Carolinas. If you need the mountains, try the Appalachian Trail. If you need the redwood trees, gotta go to Yosemite. If you need me, 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 I'll be in Kansas City.
Welcome to Kansas City Limits. We're recording live today at Our House KC, a special edition of Kansas City Limits. And I'm your host, Robert Bierson. In the shop in the house we've got today, Tracer Heights.
Woo.
But before we get to them and our story about them and what they've been doing for the last 8 years, say hello to J.E. Cornwell.
Hello, Robert. Thank
Hello,
you guys.
J.E.
And thank you guys for being here tonight. This was a privilege, and I'd like to thank Joe and Maggie for letting us set up and do this show at this great establishment. I'll plug it real quick. This has got some of the best food that you'll find in Kansas City. When my wife tells me that when it's Mother's Day, in fact, of course it's a Sunday, she knows this place has all-day brunch. So when she says for Mother's Day she wants to go to Our House KC, I knew that this was the place for us. So thank you, Joe. Thank you, Maggie.
The food's awesome. Our House KC, 1815 West 39, Kansas City, Missouri. Come by, cold drinks, honest fare. So, man, let's kick this off. Tracer Heights, we're so excited to have you guys.
Excited to be here, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Well, let's start with Jeremy. Why don't you go ahead and, announce yourself and the band and just kind of get it going down the row here.
All right. My name is Jeremy Clark. I play bass guitar and I sing in this band as well.
I'm Joshua Pohl. I play drums and also sing.
I'm Ben Hoppus. I play electric banjo and also sing.
And I'm Billy Lowenstein. I play keys and vocals as well.
Josh, Jeremy, Ben, and Billy.
That's right.
The J's and the B's.
Yeah.
J's and B's.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Just like Bierce and J.E., right?
That's right.
Indeed.
Peanut butter and jelly. So you guys been around for a while. 8 years is what I read on the bio. Tell us real quick, how did you guys meet? Were you friends? Who started this craziness? Who was that?
Well, at first, me and Jeremy, we were in a different outfit for
Okay.
about 5 years. We were in a band, and we did our thing for a while. We played some good shows. We worked on like our techniques and skills and communication, and we ended up leaving that band. And it was just me and him, just kind of sitting around, just like let's try this. Let's try out and see what happens. And after a while, it's like, we need a drummer. If we had a drummer, I think we could start something here. And happenstance, these two were at, sounds kind of corny, but they were at a fish
It's
show,
about as
right?
cliche as you can get, yes.
Yeah, it's about as cliche. Yeah. Which fish show was that at? Why don't
It
you
was
go ahead, Jeremy?
Starlight in
Starlight.
Kansas City, I think in either 2014, 2015 maybe.
I think it was
when I met Josh.
2015.
Yeah.
2015 is when it was. And
And
I
you
had
guys just
Jeremy
met there
for the first
randomly?
time.
You just met there
Well,
randomly?
my wife actually knew Joshua, and she said that he was going to be hanging out and we should meet up. He plays instruments too. He was bringing some instruments, and we kind of started an impromptu jam in the parking lot. And
Cool.
Other people from Kansas City came up and joined us, and that's when I realized he and I fit together musically.
We even had the guitars from the Hillbenders jam with us that
Yep.
day. That was a lot of fun.
And Josh, you came from a band. I know a friend of mine, Jill, you played with her for a
Yes.
while. Yeah.
Yeah,
What was that band?
That was one of the first bands I was in Kansas City. It was called Feels Like Friday.
That's right.
Jill's great.
She
person.
commented knowing that we were doing this today.
I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that. I had known her for quite a few years. And after
Yeah.
that, I was in a band for like 13 years called Half Price Buddha, and playing with the likes
that was
of
a great band, I thought.
It's
Jessica-
a great name anyway.
playing with the likes of like Jessica Gray from Into the
Sure,
Gray,
absolutely.
and some other people that were in that band, and then I met Jeremy in the parking lot through Ruthie, and we started jamming, and he reached out to me and he's like, "Hey, want to do this jam thing? I've got this friend, he plays banjo. Let me send you a video." And so he sends me a video, and the guy was amazing at what he was doing on the banjo, where he was shredding it like an electric guitar. I'm like, so
Yeah.
interesting. But he was wearing this mask. It looked like from the movie Saw. And I was just like,
Okay.
you want
It's a very
to play music with
artistic
this guy?
video.
It was
from
extremely artistic.
The early
was-
days of YouTube.
Right.
Check his record.
I was a
Right.
little experimental back then. you know.
Right.
So we got
We've
together
all
for
been
the first
20,
time.
okay.
Okay. All right.
We got together for the first time and jammed in as the three of us, and it just took off from there, and it worked really, really well.
And
then,
that was about 8 years ago?
yes, correct.
About 8 years.
Yeah, about 8.5. That's almost
Maybe
we're
8,
pushing
maybe
9.
Yeah, maybe we are pushing 9 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
But then we also played at this place up in Kearney, Missouri, and we sat in. Well, we didn't sit in. We had we were on the same bill as this group called Backroad Navigators, and at the end they were like, "Hey, why don't you all come up and we'll just have this big jam at the end?" And I said, "That sounds cool." And Billy was right next to me, and so we're just playing. I'm just trying to keep up with the chords. It's like, okay, I don't really know these songs too well, but I'll keep up with it. And then all of a sudden, me and Billy just started talking. We were like, I'm like, okay, this guy's into it. All right, this is cool. And we had this like really awesome musical conversation, and we were just like, why don't you sit in with us for maybe a couple of shows and see what happens?
Yeah, that was like, what, 2 years ago? A little over 2
A
years
little
ago?
over 2 years ago, we added Billy. Yeah.
Played with that other group for about 15 years. Still playing with them, but yeah.
What's that group?
The Backroad Navigators. I'm from Cameron up north.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're from like Bramer area, which
Yeah.
is east of Cameron a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got on that bill at Diddy's with these guys, and I was watching them. I was like, man, they could use some keys.
And we did.
You can fill some spaces.
Right.
My intro to you guys was actually through our good friend, John Todd.
Oh yeah,
Under the Radar with KKFI. John was putting a deal together at Woodyards, and I was actually there to see some other friends of mine, Popsicle Rebels.
Pop's goal.
And you guys played after, right?
Well, we played
I think
before
we
them.
played
Oh, you played before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like those guys. Yeah.
Oh,
Popsicle
man.
Rebels are
So
awesome.
that was my first introduction to you guys. And then, of course, I fell in love and I've seen you all over the place. In fact, we had you at my birthday bash last
We
year.
did.
That was a good
lot of
time.
That was so
fun,
much
man.
fun.
It was a
That
lot
was
of
a great
fun.
time.
Yes.
That was a good time.
Yes, it was.
We interview a lot of bands, obviously. We see lots of faces in the music community around Kansas City, but this show is 100% committed to original artists and supporting them and telling their story about what they do. Tell us real quick, Ben, what's most of the original music? Why is it so important that you guys do original music? Just each one of you can answer, or all of you, but tell me why that is most important. Because we see a lot of people struggle not getting gigs because they're not doing all the cover tune stuff. But you guys have carved out a niche and people dig you. So tell us how that happened.
It's pretty tough, yeah, to be an original band. I mean, because people, it's like we've never heard this before. It's not familiar. Sometimes people just want to party, But once you start getting that music out there, people start to recognize it, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I've heard this tune before. This is pretty good," But for me personally, like original music is just it's another way of just getting things out. It's like and I feel like that's more important than like strategically covering specific songs, and there's nothing wrong with cover songs. I dig cover songs. We play cover songs, but when it comes to the original music, it's I feel like it's more of an expression of us as a group,
Right.
and especially when you get lyrics together that are very meaningful, you're getting a lot out, and then sometimes people will connect with that and they'll come up and talk to you about it, and you could have this whole discussion about what that song actually meant to them, and it could be totally different than what you're talking about.
Are you all writing songs, or is one of you writing?
Oh,
it?
we're all
of us.
definitely writing
Yeah.
music. Our latest studio album. Well, it's not latest. I guess it's about 2 years old.
Okay.
We're going in to record again pretty soon. That studio album, I wrote 2 songs that are on there. One of which we'll perform tonight. So yeah, we're all kind of doing writing, and we're all in the belief that original music is important. Like I cut my teeth originally in Minneapolis, Minnesota, years ago, playing music. And if you had original music, you could find a lot of shows. They did not want the cover bands. They
Sure.
did not want the tribute bands. Kansas City's a little bit different of a scene, which all respect to every single one of those bands, but
Right.
give some original music a try, because I think we were on your podcast, we mentioned this, but it's important to know that music that you fell in love with and those bands you fell in love with, they originally started as an original band, just like
Right.
us, so.
And you're sharing a story about yourself. I think that something else about original music is this, the songs can be cliche all day long, but when they come from someone that is not, like, you're not in the mainstream, so your story is so private and intimate amongst you and the band that translate when people are trying to check you out when they come see your show. At least that's been my experience.
It's all about a performance.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
is.
So, speaking of performances, you got a bunch of them coming up. Lots of shows. We've got July 27th. Where's that show going to be at?
We're going to be in Eureka Springs. It's our second time being down in Arkansas, and really love the crew that's down there. We're going to be at the New Orleans Hotel in the basement, a place called The Quarter.
Cool. Very cool. And then August 10th, you're somewhere?
Yeah, on August 10th, we're playing Independence, Missouri, where some of us grew up. First time
Okay.
we've been together for years. We've never played in Independence.
Wow.
So there's a place called Three Trails Brewery over there in the square. So we got a gig there, finally a gig in Independence. So we're excited about that. That's our first time playing there.
My friends used to go to Independence Santa Calgon days.
Oh yeah.
And we used to see how many pregnant women we could count smoking. So
There's
there was
always
quite
a
few.
there's always a fight with some mullets, and it starts off with a bad karate kick.
Yeah, it sure is.
And then you've got a show August 23rd.
Yes, August 23rd is going to be at Lucia with Dames of the Dead
And Lawrence.
in Lawrence.
Nice. That's a good venue.
Yep. We haven't played there since before the pandemic, so we're happy to get back there. Kind of seems like just now it's taking us to get back into these places and get out there to more
rotate
regional.
back in.
Yep.
Then you've got September 27th, headlining the second stage of Briarfest 9.
Yeah, we're very excited
That's the
about
big
that.
one.
gonna
That's
be
the big
cool.
one for
Yeah.
this year.
That'll be your second
And it's going to be
term.
a nice lawn set. We're going to have our lights. We have, a psychedelic light show that goes with our
Yes.
our group, and when it fits, different areas and venues, and that one's going to be out that night, so you can't miss it. Briarfest will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that stage is being specially built by Embassy Landscaping, and you guys are having a custom stage made for you to perform on, so it's going to be
nice.
bad to the bone.
I'll take it.
Well, tickets are on sale for that
Yeah,
already.
yeah,
There's pre-sale,
that's right.
so
Plug that Briarfest.
we're gonna be trying to get as many people as possible out for that
Well,
one.
this is your second time at Briarfest. You guys were there
That's right.
last
It
year
is.
as well.
It was a lot of fun last year.
It was a lot of fun. The big digital screens beside the stage really made it especially come dark. It was really cool.
I got a few
was very
photos
cool.
of myself on that digital screen. My daughter
I got
did as
photos
well,
of
too.
all
I was
of
like,
you. Yes.
okay, now I feel like I'm a star.
Yeah.
And then October 9th, you're at Knuckleheads.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
right. That's a new booking we have. We're very excited about that one.
I wonder who
opening
you're
up for
playing
the-
with that night.
the Free Rent Band.
Free Rent Band,
Oh,
which is
Rock and roll, rock and
I've
roll.
heard of
great
that
band.
band.
All
Another
original
great
music that
original
night.
local band.
We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. So the longevity of this band we started about, and Jay was gonna ask you to allude to it. So 8 years, that's a long time for a lot of people, and then you're a couple years, but that's a long time to be staring at the same faces. How's that go?
It's weird because it's being in a band in one hand is sort of like a business. You're running a company together, but you're also a family. So
We're not
balancing
even
those is always fun.
we're not even democratic necessarily. We're unanimous. If one of us is not for whatever the show is or
Okay.
whatever we're going to do, we don't do it.
Okay,
It's
My-
got to
Great,
be
cool.
all three of us that agree with it.
Yeah.
Or
My
four of us, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
my thought of it is I think we all have the same idea, and I think that's what's really kept us together is that what direction do we want to go with this band? What kind of music do we want to play? And we all have that same idea and that same paradigm to it. So when we play together, it just makes complete sense. We all are going the same direction.
Well, you have a unique sound. I know you get your roots in a lot of, all three of you guys are Fish fans. So, and I love that about you. Of course, I'm a big Dead fan. So, and I know having you guys do what you do and the style that you perform and be able to cover those songs, I really appreciate that. And I think everybody does. I mean, when I've seen you guys either here or at West Sider, I mean, everybody there knows what they're going to get. I mean, it's just a great vibe that you guys put out as a band.
We appreciate that. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going for with it. You know, I mean, it's definitely unique. I don't think you can find another band in Kansas City that's like us.
No, absolutely not. Do we want to take a minute and listen to one of these songs? You've got one here, Keep Breathing. It's one of your originals.
Sure.
Let's take a listen.
Live in the shadows, waiting for a spark. Tiny light to keep me sane, take away the dark. I don't want to stay, but I can never leave. There's nothing left for me to do except breathe. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. The red dots follow me everywhere I go. They crawl all through my insides and tear apart my soul. They're my only company as I burn and seethe. I can only let them take me as I try to breathe. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. sound I've heard a billion times can take this all away. A tiny tone of words alone can make me feel okay. So I can burn and melt away, lose all that's me, stay inside alone and hurt, but know someday I'll be okay. And I can finally breathe.
Thank you.
Looking to buy an RV? KC RVs is your one-stop shop for everything RV. We offer competitive pricing, great financing rates and terms, and the best storage options in town. KC RVs. We make purchasing an RV fast, safe, and easy.
Midwest Music Foundation supports Kansas City's vibrant music community through wellness services and healthcare grants, advancing artists' careers through educational and performance opportunities, and providing access to a growing network of industry professionals. Through Abby's Fund, musicians and music workers faced with urgent healthcare expenses can get the help they need when they need it. For more information on the resources MMF provides, visit midwestmusicfoundation.org.
Successful musicians know a strong multimedia presence is a must. Rock the stage and elevate your game with Black Moon Media. We understand the power of high-quality visuals in attracting premier venues, and we specialize in photo and video services designed to help you kick your career into high gear. Are you ready to take your band to the next level? Contact us today at 913-415-5101 or by visiting the website on your screen. Flexible payment options available.
Looking to sell your RV? Let KCRV sell it for you. We offer free storage until your unit sells. We'll advertise, showcase, finance, and best of all, we'll handle all the paperwork. KCRVs, Kansas City's RV Consignment Center.
Thanks for listening to Kansas City Limits. We're live today at Our House KC in Kansas City, Missouri, checking out the Tracer Heights Band. It's been an awesome conversation. Awesome song, guys. Now, if people want to check you out, know where you're at, because we listed a whole bunch of dates and everything, where can they find you at?
So we have our website, tracerheights.com.
Cool.
Then we have the usual suspects on social media. We've got a Facebook page, so facebook.com/tracerheights.
Right on.
We've got instagram.com/tracerheights. And we've also got tracerheights.bandcamp.com.
Cool.
You can buy our music on there. You can just follow us on any of those pages. We're always going to be posting about our shows on all three of the social media pages, including the website for those who don't do social media.
Do you have the albums on the website?
Yep. You can listen to our studio album on our website. You can buy both of our studio album and our original live album from 2016 is on our Bandcamp as well.
Any other merch like this guy's T-shirt over here that's in the crowd?
We don't sell those online, but we do sell merch in person. We've got plenty of T-shirts, so please come out to a show and
do you
check us out.
have big sizes for big guys?
Yes, we do.
All right.
We live in Missouri, man. We're Midwest.
Extra jumbo Grateful Dead size.
Omar the Tent Maker.
Grateful Dead size.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's talk about what we're looking at here first. So, who's done the skin for the drum here?
Well, so my wife, Ruthie Becker, she's an artist here in town. Yep, she's an artist here in town, and she painted that with acrylics for us way back when we first got together.
I would never change it. I don't care how big you guys get, where you go. Keep that.
It's been on a lot of car rides out in the sun. You know, we got to see how it starts to peel. I think she's going to have to repair it soon.
So, and then also we know we've talked a little bit on the light show, the stage show actually. And Ben, I know you handle most of that. So tell us a little bit about how you do your lights, do the smoke, and play the electric banjo at the same time. I am so impressed.
And sing.
And sing, yeah. Sometimes I'm also directing the band, so I'm just like this intelligent octopus that's just all these limbs,
The
flying
Wizard of
everywhere,
Oz.
you know, yeah.
I wanted to write a song called Intelligent Octopus.
Intelligent
now.
octopus,
There it
yeah.
is. We want part of that credit.
You'll get it. You'll definitely. So it's funny because that actually started by accident, kind of. We were playing Iowa. Was it Iowa Falls, right?
Yeah.
And the venue had a small light rig in the back on their patio area, and they had a small foot controller that could change colors, that can make it auto change, and then also a blackout. So we're sitting there playing, and the whole time I'm changing colors with my feet. And I was like, this is really neat, you know? And so, we get the big parts of the song that, and then I turn on the lights and it kind of blasts everything. And I was like, that was really cool. And Jeremy ended up buying just a simple tree with a 2-button foot pedal that cycles through the different settings, and then a blackout, of course.
Cool.
And then we got a second one, and we started expanding it, and that pedal actually broke, and I couldn't control anything anymore. So I ended up buying this huge, it's called a Bigfoot DMX foot controller. So it looks like a guitar effects pedal.
I see.
But it's actually a DMX light controller.
Okay.
So the whole time I'm playing, I'm able to tap out the different light patterns that I built up.
Right on.
And it's pretty difficult, but it's also like another form of expression where I'm like, oh, I know this part's coming up. I'm going to switch to this and go, So it's almost like, it's just another part of the big experience.
I mean, you're providing all sorts of output of sound and expression.
Yeah, light and sound all at the same time. It's
And then the
cool.
smoke comes.
Yeah, the haze I think is pretty funny. I'm not going to give it away on the air here, but you can make your own, and it's much cheaper.
Everybody leaves the show happy.
And it's much healthier. Okay.
Science projects are extra.
Yeah, so
Different
I
show, Jay.
figured out actually how to make my own, and it's lacking any of the weird chemicals that they put in like the brand name fog juice that you get. You
Right.
can actually adjust how much you want. It's like, do I want it more foggy? Do I want it less foggy? Do I want it just a haze? Do I want it a cloud? And you have complete control over that.
Wow.
When you're making this stuff, and it's all yours. It's like,
Who knew you were a chemist, right?
I wouldn't go that
He's
far.
a chemist. He's a light guy. He's a yo-yo person.
okay.
He's a juggler. He's a
He's a talented dude.
multitask,
Yeah.
talented individual.
Did you bring the yo-yo tonight?
I did not.
Oh,
no, this
damn,
is not
That's out of character.
He can't show off all of his talents in one night. You understand this, don't you? What are some of your musical influences? I know the psychedelic rock and the Grateful Dead. I know those things and are kind of intertwined with your sound. But what, if we can, let's just start. What are your influences and so forth? Because I know all of you listen to a lot of different things, but I know maybe not.
Well, as a bass player, I've always been drawn to like the Motown and Stax era.
Okay.
Because really, when you listen to that music, it is very bass centric. The bass
Yeah.
sometimes is carrying the melody of the song and the groove. And so I love people like James Jamerson and Duck Dunn. They're two,
Duck
that I'd
Dunn.
put on the Mount Rushmore for me. And just, I love that you can do this kind of equal parts melody and rhythm with the bass, and they're the masters at it. So that's really what got me really interested in the bass originally. Started out playing like R&B music, like blues and Stax records, and that's what my whole foundation is. And then having listened to growing up all the, like the improvisational greats like a Phil Lesh or a Mike Gordon. So I like to my approach is to combine those two things, the free form expression, improvisational, with those, what I would call haikus of bass lines that are just no extra parts. It's got the minimum you need to have a beautiful, sublime groove. So combining those things, that's really where I'm coming from.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, you can keep it simple. Song might require you to play 3 notes over and over for 10 minutes if you're jamming out.
Sure.
But that's what the song calls
Yeah.
for, so that's
You
okay.
got to feel it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever do the upright at all, or are you just electric bass?
I've done a couple of shows over the years. I have one, but I really need to put in all the shed time on that before I'm really going to do it. But it will come out eventually.
You mentioned Duck Don. Was he with the Blues Brothers?
He was with the Blues Brothers
Yep.
band.
Yeah.
He was in the Stax Records house band.
Excellent. Excellent.
And a great
Excellent.
beard.
Yeah, and he's one of the best of all time.
Joshua?
Well, I'd have to say, I have a lot of different influences, not necessarily specifically for the drums. I've been playing drums for 39 years, but I like to sing. I learned to drum and sing probably the last 11 years and bring that to our music. And so there's a lot of bands that have influenced me over the years, but primarily it would be just like you, Jay, the Grateful Dead. I went to 22 shows, including their last one, so I was very heavily influenced by drums in space and things of that nature. Learned how to play hand drums as well, too, in the parking lot of those shows. Fish, I love Fish, and I still go to Fish these days. I might be the only one in the group, but I like the band Goose. It's a new jam band that's out there that is pretty darn good. And
Goose.
I like a lot of the local jam bands as well, too.
Yeah.
Supermassive Black Holes. My friend Drew, Six Above.
We have them next.
There's a lot of
next
there's a lot
on the
of good
show.
music here. Yeah. So a lot of other drummers in town that inspire me.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Before we continue on with your guys' influence, why don't we take a quick break and listen to another song? What do you guys got up next?
Chemical.
This one's called Chemical Galaxy.
Oh, God, I love this song.
Check out Tracer Lights Chemical.
Walking through the park, you can see imagination. 'Cause everything you see is somehow your creation. Life's perceived by life's reflection. Nothing can change without your eyes' perception. You can hear the rustle of her dress across the room. You can smell the flowers in the scent of her perfume. You can hear the wind blowing through her hair. Without all your senses, would you still be there? Would you still be there? Would you still be there? Every emotion is assigned its own chemical. It spins around us all in a circle. And even though no one else can see, we are living in a chemical galaxy. you stare at the ceiling, you can't think of anything except for one feeling. Is it a spin or in orbit or a fall? And without it, would you exist at all? Would you exist at all? Would you exist at all? Every emotion is assigned its own chemical. It spins around us all in a circle. And even though no one else can see, we are living in a chemical galaxy. Oh, don't you know now that every emotion is assigned its own chemical? It spins around us all in a circle. And even though no one else can see, we are living in a chemical galaxy. In a chemical galaxy. In a chemical galaxy. In a chemical galaxy. Thanks so much.
Thank you, folks, so much.
Voted best live music venue, Knucklehead Saloon is located in the East Bottoms, deep in the heart of Kansas City. Home to 4 stages, Knuckleheads offers live entertainment 6 nights a week. For a list of upcoming shows and tickets, visit knuckleheadskc.com. Knuckleheads, where the world's greatest musicians come to play.
Midwest Music Foundation supports Kansas City's vibrant music community through wellness services and healthcare grants, advancing artists' careers through educational and performance opportunities, and providing access to a growing network of industry professionals. Through Abby's Fund, musicians and music workers faced with urgent healthcare expenses can get the help they need when they need it. For more information on the resources MMF provides, visit midwestmusicfoundation.org.
Hey, this is Randy Miller, and we've got some cool things going on at randymillerradio.com. You just never know when you come in the studio, Michael, what you're going to find.
Randy, let them have it, Randy.
randymillerradio.com is our daily podcast, and it's available all the time, 24/7, if you're brave enough to listen. Just go to randymillerradio.com and turn it up.
It's Randy Miller, 24/7. Whenever you're brave enough to listen on randymillerradio.com.
Marketing in today's world can be difficult. No other medium can reach more people more effectively than video. B4 Productions is here to help. We'll bring your ideas to life and make sure you get the most out of your investment. Commercials for regular TV broadcast, explainer web videos, or just corporate training. It's what we do. When you need a quality production without breaking the bank, you need B4 Productions.
Welcome back to Kansas City Limits. We're live at Our House KC right here off of 39th Street in Kansas City, Missouri, 1815 West 39th. Come check them out. We're meeting and talking with Tracer Heights. Before we went to that song, we were asking the band some of their influences of the music they listen to, and we were up to you.
Up to me.
Up to you.
So, my musical influences are a little odd. Growing up, my parents had a lot of LPs, like the big records, and I used to listen to a lot of Ravi Shankar, actually.
Don't know him.
He's a sitar player. He was one of the original sitar players that brought it to the U.S., and I just fell in love with that sound and the speed and all that.
Yeah.
And then I started getting into like more heavier music, like Korn, Marilyn Manson.
Okay.
I liked Limp Bizkit for a little bit, but just for a little bit. So I liked like the heavier sound, and then I started hearing Fish, and I liked their jamming, and I liked the way Trey does his stuff. I love Mike Gordon's songwriting.
Right.
That's a big influence on me. In terms of playing wise, some of my heroes are like Paul Gilbert from Mr. Big.
Okay.
And Slash from Guns N' Roses. It's like I fell in love with like the 80s tone.
Okay.
Where it's more of that mid-level sort of, almost shredding,
Shred, guitar
thread,
shred, yes.
Yeah, and I met Paul Gilbert once.
Oh, wow.
At a workshop, and I was just in awe of him, just his skills and everything, but also his knowledge, where he solos a lot with rhythm. He's like, solo with the rhythm, with the beat, and you'll notice your instrument gets louder. And I started experimenting with that, and I'm like, that actually works. And when I went up and talked to him, I actually brought an old banjo head to him, and I told him, it's like, I've been playing some of your stuff on banjo. And he was like, this is a banjo head and you played on banjo? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, that would sound pretty cool. And so he signed it Rock the Banjo, Paul Gilbert. It's like
Right
a
on.
banjo head from Paul Gilbert
Nice.
from the 80s, man. Yeah.
That's
it's
a
really
very
cool.
eclectic group of musicians.
It's a little weird.
Yeah.
And Billy,
I like
who do
it.
you listen to? Not to cut you off, Jay. I'm sorry.
Nah, you're good.
So I grew up playing classical music, taking piano lessons. Since
Classical
I was like
music?
5. Grew up playing
Bach?
classical. My parents exposed me to all kinds of stuff. From Bob Marley to the Ramones and the Cure and Lou Reed.
I
and
like
the
your parents
Smiths
already.
and,
Cool.
all of that. And so when I went to college, though, freshman year, I discovered Phish for the first time and dove into that world. String cheese and Widespread and Humphreys
Nice.
and all of that stuff. And
Nice.
after 15 years, almost 20 years, finally being able to play that kind of music with a group is pretty cool.
It's a cool collection of sounds you guys have had to bring us what Tracer Heights is in some capacity. You put a little of this in there, put a little of this in there, put a little of this in there, spin it up, boom, you get that.
Absolutely.
We got time for one more.
What do we got coming up?
Josh.
Ben Below.
Ben Below, yeah, it's a song
Ben
that
Below.
I wrote that's on our studio album.
Let's
Really
talk
good one.
about the title real quick.
Yeah, what's the song about?
So the song is about, I went through a phase of my life for about 6 years where a lot of bad things had happened to me. Both my parents passed away, and, I got divorced after 17 years and 2 kids. But I'm in a much happier place now, don't get me wrong.
Good, good.
But
goodness.
it hit me to the point where I felt like, I kind of hit that and bottomed out, basically. And I was traveling to my parents' funeral, to bury them in St. Paul where they're buried now. And it was a huge blizzard that I was in. And when I got to where I was getting and got through the blizzard, I sat down and I wrote this song, Ben Below, because it was just like I felt like I was in a different area where you have to keep yourself above and you have to keep your sanity and not bend below with everything that's around you, trees and telephone poles snapping and, all sorts of things.
B-E-N-D?
Bend below.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's take a listen.
Shine bright like a beacon, bow down to no soul. You can't see the question, you're in control. All must break cycle, it has to end. For the earth behind you and live in the bend. Bend to the quiet light and the neatly falling snow. We all must ascend somewhere we know, but not bend below, bend below, bend below, bend below, not bend below, bend below, bend below, bend below, but not bend below, bend below, bend below, bend below, but not bend below, bend below, bend below, bend below. Figure out your purpose, see where you sit. Looks like a puzzle you have to fit. All from your perspective, think of in the bend. And to the quiet light and the neatly falling snow. We all must ascend somewhere we know. But not been below, been below, been below, been below, but not been below, been below, been below, been below, but not been below, been below, been below, been below, but not been below, been below, been below, been below. Wind blows and mine, can this be time? Those that born from the storm, picking its time. Snaps of power poles and laugh, all you do is laugh. For the fear behind you and live in the bend. And the quiet light and the neatly falling snow. We all must ascend somewhere we know. But not been below, been below, been below, been below, but not been below, been below, been below, been below, but not been below, been below, been below, been below, but not been below, been below, been below, been below. been below, been below, been below, been below, but not been below, been below, been below, been below, but not been below, been below, been below, been below, but not been below, been below, been below, been below. Thank you folks so much. Thank you so much.
Looking to buy an RV? KC RVs is your one-stop shop for everything RV. We offer competitive pricing, great financing rates and terms, and the best storage options in town. KC RVs. We make purchasing an RV fast, safe, and easy.
Midwest Music Foundation supports Kansas City's vibrant music community through wellness services and healthcare grants, advancing artists' careers through educational and performance opportunities, and providing access to a growing network of industry professionals. Through Abby's Fund, musicians and music workers faced with urgent healthcare expenses can get the help they need when they need it. For more information on the resources MMF provides, visit midwestmusicfoundation.org.
Successful musicians know a strong multimedia presence is a must. Rock the stage and elevate your game with Black Moon Media. We understand the power of high-quality visuals in attracting premier venues, and we specialize in photo and video services designed to help you kick your career into high gear. Are you ready to take your band to the next level? Contact us today at 913-415-5101 or by visiting the website on your screen. Flexible payment options available.
Looking to sell your RV? Let KCRV sell it for you. We offer free storage until your unit sells. We'll advertise, showcase, finance, and best of all, we'll handle all the paperwork. KCRVs, Kansas City's RV Consignment Center.
And you're listening to Kansas City Limits. We got Tracer Heights in a special on-site location filming today. We also want to thank Soundworks. They're here remotely helping to get this show filmed and recorded, and we sure do appreciate Andy and his team. Man, that story behind the song and the song itself, inspiration and emotion comes to you. You got to get it down. You got to write it down. And, and sometimes those emotions are just for you.
That is true.
I've been accused of writing some songs where like, Robert, we can't play it. We'll cry too much, so, I mean, you got to pick and choose.
Yeah, that song is actually really cool because that was one of the first times where somebody in our group brought a set of lyrics. And I was like, do you have a melody for how you're going to sing it? And he started singing it. And I was like, oh, okay, he's in this key. And we just took it from there.
I didn't really have a melody. What I had was a beat. I wrote the song to a beat. Like I also am inspired by Prince, and it's written to the beat of his song Cream.
Okay.
And just wrote the lyrics around that. And they figured out all the melodies and everything like that. That made it
happened
fit so
quick,
well.
too. I remember it was
really,
like,
really quick, yeah.
Just one of those things.
And then Billy got a hold of it and put some keyboards to it.
Yeah, he did.
Billy got a hold of it.
I love it. I love the song. I love all the songs that you guys do. And again, I want to thank you all for being on the Kansas City show. This has been a treat for me. You know how I feel about you guys. So, and again, I want to give a shout out to Joe and Maggie for letting us do this down here. This was. I don't know how, but months ago, this was in the making, I believe, when we started, well, probably back in November would be my guess.
Yeah, I think it was November, yeah.
So, but I'm glad we could do it, and I'm glad we could get you guys out. I love spotlighting the local bands that I love anyway, so.
We're honored to be part of it.
We can't thank you enough. You've been a huge supporter of us. Kansas City Limits has been a huge supporter of us. Briarfest, Robert, all you guys. So we can't thank you enough.
All right, Robert, take us out of here.
It's not hard when you guys are this good. Thanks, Ben, Billy, Joshua, and Jeremy, and thanks again, Joe and Maggie. Remember, be good to yourself, be good to others, be good to musicians. Thanks for listening to Kansas City Limits.
Right on. Thanks.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
We want to let you know this cannot happen without other people that love music as much as you. We want to thank Kansas City RVs, voted 2023's favorite RV dealer in Kansas City by the Kansas City Star. We want to thank AMPR, Area Musicians Promotional Resource, a non-for-profit organization. We want to thank KCL Show, spotlighting local Kansas City musicians, and much more. Scores Sports Bar and Grill. Great food, ice cold drinks, and a wonderful local live music location, and it's right by the stadium. Teresa M. Deaton, American Family Insurance Agency. Insuring your dreams with Teresa M. Deaton Agency makes sense. Soundworks Recording Studio, right here in Blue Springs for over 20 years, where this program is recorded and filmed, where Kansas City Limits Radio is recorded. Kansas City's favorite local music joint, Knuckleheads KC, voted #1 music venue in Kansas City by Kansas City's Magazine. Open Mortgage, where better is possible and owning is still better than renting. Rock and Mock Productions, providing a wide range of promotional services and entertainers for their services. Check out Rock Mock. Black Moon Media LLC, photos and videos, and Magical Souls, putting your dreams together with that. S&S Printing, a commercial printing and design company. Midwest Music Foundation, giving local musicians the care they deserve. And remember, be good to yourself, be good to others, and be good to musicians. We'll see you next time on Kansas City Limits.
Oh my gosh! I lost it. That is the one.